Nigeria's democracy thrives on competition, dissent, and the freedom of political voices to organize and contest power. But what happens when lines between political dominance and democratic fairness begin to blur? Yes, in recent weeks, allegations from opposition parties have sparked fresh debate about the growing influence of the ruling party, the All Progressives Congress, APC, and whether the influence is tilting the political playing field. Is this simply the reality of dominant ruling party, or are there deeper concerns about the health of Nigeria's multi-party democracy? That's our focus today on The Big Story. Samson Balogun is my name. Concerns are mounting across Nigeria's political landscape as opposition parties raise alarm over what they describe as systematic interference and suppression. The African Democratic Congress, ADC, has alleged plots aimed at frustrating its participation in upcoming elections, citing internal disruptions and external pressure that it claims are politically motivated. Similarly, factions within the People's Democratic Party have pointed fingers at the ruling All Progressives Congress, especially the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, accusing it of exploiting state power to weaken opposition structure, also to influence party leadership crises and create an uneven political terrain. These allegations come amid a broader narrative that Nigeria's democratic space is shrinking, with critics warning that the use of institutional leverage, whether through security agencies, legal frameworks, or political patronage, could undermine the independence of rival parties. However, supporters of the APC argue that these claims are exaggerated, insisting that what is being interpreted as interference is simply the natural consequence of political strategy, internal opposition weaknesses, and the realities of governance. They maintain that no democracy is devoid of power struggles, and that opposition parties must strengthen their internal cohesion rather than externalize their challenges. So, with tensions rising and narratives clashing, the question remains, is Nigeria witnessing democratic evolution or a gradual drift towards political dominance? And to help us unpack this very big topic this morning, I have with me in the studio one of the foremost chieftains of the APC in Oyo State, Honorable Omolaja Olaoye. He's also a public affairs analyst, so he comes with two divergent views as a politician and also as a Nigerian citizen. What will his comments look like on the show this morning? Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed and let the show begin with full force. Honorable Omolaja Olaoye, thank you for joining us on the show this morning.
Good morning to you, Samson. Thanks for having me here today. And for the viewer at home who are listening and watching us, I say good morning to you all.
Let's talk about the All Progressives Congress. We'll also talk about other political parties. But one thing has been clear. They have accused your political party, the APC. They have pointed those fingers at you. That rather than focus on your own political party, you are busy, your political party is busy, trying to create unrest within other political parties. Is that true?
I believe somebody has to be blamed, and sometimes people always shoulder their responsibility and hang on somebody else. With the political terrain in Nigeria, every political has their own problem in one way or the other. And APC have gone through a lot of challenges, and they have at least passed and weathered the storms of political unrest. So what the ADC is now having is a kind of experience that APC have had in the time past. And I believe they just need to put their house in order. But it is easy to point to APC at the moment when you want to really ignore where you feel or where you have some lapses.
So do you have the belief, or you are of the same school of thought, that your party has been systematically tampering with freedom of other political parties to contest freely in the next general election?
I wouldn't say so, because everybody are talking about political survival, and when you see where there is a kind of unrest and there is uncertainty, people are going to jump the ship. That is basic for you to know. Like I said, in the time past, we have seen the situation that cost carpeting started from AD to APC, PDP. That was then when there was cost carpeting at the National Assembly. So with this, I think APC is having its own problem. It's having its own some internal challenges right now, but they can seriously. Others can try as much as possible to put blames, but APC is not to blame.
Now, is your party having a systematic approach to any of this? And some have also accused your political party of using state tools, like the judiciary, and even INEC, to frustrate the effort of other political parties. Do you agree with that?
I'm not going to agree with that, but that is not a statement. When you are talking about the political problem, judiciary hammer or judiciary onslaught, it has really been against APC in the time past. And everybody are giving kudos to the judiciary when they are doing that. But for them now to say that because they are not being favored, to say APC is now using judiciary to do what? That is the funny part of it. To do what? The judiciary are independent and they can be able to free and do whatever they want at any point in time. And I've seen that even Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has pleaded with them to be able to stand on their own and do what is necessary for this democracy to survive. But if the other opposition party can be saying that, I think they are not being good with the truth.
Now, let's now do a complete overview of your political party and some other political parties. The only party in Nigeria right now that some would say is ready for the next election is your own political party, the APC. So what do you think is wrong with other political parties as it stands?
Yes, it's favors because this APC has been getting ready for this. You see, we have been guided by law. Nigeria is not just a kind of banana republic whereby there is no law that guides its people, and any political institution as judiciary institution, or probably you are talking about our election system, is being guided by law all the time. And that is why we see electoral act being changed at all time, or any election cycle. You are going to see that our electoral bills is being fortified with what we have lacked in the time past. So for them to now be saying it, we are talking about party registration, membership registration. It's been stipulated in the constitution. It's there for every party to drive in members to the political party. But we have always seen that in the time past, whereby it is easy for you to leave any political party and within a week or two jump to any other political party and surcharge the people who are there and clinch the ticket of the party. This we will see that there is nothing that's been done in an electoral cycle or been done by APC that's not been guided by law.
So the question now is, as a Nigerian, do you think Nigeria's democracy is getting stronger, or we are beginning to see dominance in the democratic setup by just one political party?
That is what, for you to know, it depends on.
Are we drifting towards a one-party state?
We are not drifting towards one-party state because we still have so many political parties. That is, NDC has been registered. Now, a lot of people says that a lot of people have been going to NDC.
So if smaller political parties are surviving, what is wrong with the bigger ones? Let's talk about the PDP. They are in crisis. They are in disarray as we speak. They are factions. And also, the ADC, not too long ago, they became one of the foremost opposition parties in the state. And automatically, between a few period of time, they are also having challenges, issues about leadership tussle in the party. So, are you saying that Nigeria is still thriving on the multi-party system that we used to run, or we are gradually drifting towards one-party state, which also favors the APC?
We are not driving through one-party state. I always tell a lot of people that we must have multi-party. That is how my right can be protected as a citizen. If I see that APC is not doing what is right, I can be able to go to any other political party. But by the time we are talking about one-party state cannot work in Nigeria. But everybody must put their house in orders. What the crisis ADC are now having is what APC have had in the past. Even towards the creation of APC, Tommy Kimi was being treated to be the chairman. And later, it changed. And Tommy Kimi wasn't picked. He has to go back to PDP. Then, I am telling you, now, when Oshiomhole was having crisis as well, when he's being suspended by his ward, and we knew that it was the former state governor of Edo State that instigated it. And this former Edo State governor, Obaseki, went to PDP. Nobody is crying foul in APC then. Now they are now having that problem. They have not studied the law. They are just looking for a way to clinch the power. They've not studied the law that guide how a political party can be formed, how any member of the political party, when they resign, what they're supposed to do. We knew when we have a caretaker committee in APC of, I've forgotten the governor of this state that was caretaker chairman then. It was PDP that took us to court. It was PDP that said that that caretaker chairman is not constitutionally, it doesn't have the power to be able to sign the governor of the state. We want to have a kind of obstacle election there, that they don't have the power. And they want to Supreme Court. And what the Supreme Court spelled it today, that once he's not collecting money from, he's just been doing a kind of probably a voluntary role in order to cover the vacuum that's been left out. So they should be able to study from all the problems that APC have had in the time past to be able to form this party. But now they are having problem, and they put it on the door of APC. I don't think it's right.
So you are saying your party is not involved. And some people, even individuals, have been pointing accusing fingers at your political party. Just yesterday, there was a publication. A governorship aspirant of the ADC in Oyo State, Barrister Niyi Aborishade, has accused the APC-led federal government of orchestrating a systematic clampdown on opposition parties, warning that Nigeria's democracy is under serious threat. And speaking to reporters, he said that he described it as shrinking political space, alleging that recent developments within the ADC points to external interference, pointing to your political party aimed at silencing dissenting voices. Now, he specifically referenced the controversial delisting of some party leaders by INEC, which include Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, the party secretary, and Senator David Mark, who happens to be the chairman of the political party. These are strong party, they are strong politicians in Nigeria. So, is your party afraid that going into 2027 general election, ADC and some other parties like the PDP might be a major threat, and you are afraid? So you find a way to make sure that you clamp down on those political parties using state tools.
I think it's in confusion. If it's not in confusion, we will not say that. We all saw what happened during when El-Rufai was criticizing APC. As a member of APC, he was telling the APC that they have never done their mini convention. Then you must remember that our former chairman resigned, and our former secretary in charge of Omishiri resigned. And when we have the former governor of Kano State, when we have him driving the shadow of our chairman, and Ogbeni Bashir, Barrister Bashir, that was made to be a secretary, there have not been any convention that ratify their legality to be in that position. And because of what El-Rufai pointed out, what did the APC did? They have to do mini convention. Tell me which mini convention, apart from the court case that Mark is now having, that make him to be a substantial chairman and Agbeshola to be a substantial secretary. Because if it's not been ratified by neck of the meeting, they become illegal. But at the end of the day, and it's been stipulated in the constitution, well entrenched, that all members of ESCO of each party must be able to be elected periodically. And when we are talking about ADC, they are supposed to have their the tenure of these executives supposed to last sometimes in October or November. But why are they now crying? It wasn't APC that took them to court. It was one of their own, the chairman of the Northeast. That's the one that took them to court. Why do they need to be blaming APC all the time? There is no problem that has no solution. A lot of these mighty who went to ADC are being egocentric, and they believe they are all in all. By casting away all those executives that are in charge, and they have the constitutional power to challenge them in court. If they have called them and they have done a kind of gentleman
Bala Nafi was said to have resigned.
He has
tendered his resignation.
He has been asking them to bring out the letter of his resignation, and they have never bring it out. All they try to show is that when he was at the meeting, the L that probably David Mark is going to be in charge.
And there were videos of him in those meetings. And even he was there when David Mark's hand was raised up at the meeting.
Video doesn't translate it into law. Video doesn't translate it into law. You must follow the due process, how you are going to be able to be elected, even if some people are resigning. Even there have been court cases.
So why did Bala Nafi kept quiet for some time? Why now? Is it being monetarily induced to come out to destabilize the ADC as a political party?
He has challenged the nomination of David Mark as a chairman from time because he knew it affected him. According to the constitution of every party, when a chairman resigns, the next chairman is supposed to be from that regional zone. Have they done that? That is the question. Because the former chairman was from Southeast, the former chairman of ADC. And they now select somebody from North Central. How does that correlate? That is the question we must ask. Oh, you can see when the problem of PDP, when you are talking about the chairmanship of PDP, when resigned, it was the chairman from that zone that took over. And I remember as well when Oshiomhole is having problem, they said the person that supposed to be in charge supposed to be from the southwest. That is when they are tutoring Lita Ajumabi there. That is the way the law says. That is what the constitution of ADC says.
Now,
they must follow things according to the rule of law.
As a Nigerian, let me ask you this question. Is it LD for Nigeria's democracy when a party is overwhelmingly dominant across state and local levels?
It is wrong, but it is any party that is going to spring up is going to spring up naturally. We all knew that a PDP has the power, but it was because both of them, all of them, supposed to sit down together. When you have a problem, no political party is crisis free. We all have crisis reading, and how we are going to the solving mechanism is what we are going to think about. We knew when Samfara, when the governor of Samfara then refuses to obey the law and to follow the protocol. Do you know what happened? All those APC that got elected were removed, and PDP was used instead. Why can't these people learn and know that things must be done? It is not when you are going to media or airing your view or bullying people that you think you are mighty that is going to be acceptable. You must be able to prove yourself. You that wanted to rule the country, you must be able to obey the law and follow the rule of law. ADC, people that made up of ADC have shot themselves in the leg by not following the rule of law according to the way it should be.
So at what point does political strategy, once your party is adopting, that it turns to what you can call gross competition, and also when you talk about suppression, political suppression, that's the right word?
I will not say because there is no.
Is your party silencing dissent?
They are not silencing anybody. They are not silencing. Now we have seen NDC that is being spring up and is making waves now. And we have seen some people that doesn't even belong to APC that were challenging how NDC was created. And when they have to go to the court again, you are going to say probably it's the APC that is instigating them. You see, what is happening in Nigeria, suppose it is a normal phenomenon. That is where things are. Before, it wasn't only the Republican that we have. It was the only Republican one that we have before Democrats sprang up. And we all knew, naturally, we are going to get it the way it should be done in Nigeria. And I know we are not far away from it, and we are getting there.
Okay, now let's talk about, you have spoken that your party has no hand in the misfortunes of some political parties in the country. Accepted. But now, let's talk about the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, who has been seen whining and dining with your political party, the APC. And he has openly said that his own political party, which is his faction of the PDP, does not have the financial war chest to field a presidential candidate in the next general election. So, is it a case of the hand of Esau, the voice of Jacob? Is it playing to the tune of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Now that we know, obviously, that it works hand in hand with the President.
I would say if other political parties
is it playing President's card in the PDP?
If other political party refuses to field candidate, and this is not the first time. You can remember during the time of...
You see, you cannot erase history. PDP still is one of the largest political parties in Nigeria. In fact, behind APC as we speak, PDP is the biggest political party next to APC in Nigeria. But PDP was once the biggest political party in the whole of Africa. Now, when the crisis came, Nyesom Wike has hijacked, of course, taking control of the PDP. His name and that of his cronies are now on the portal of INEC. And as it stands, he is still whining and dining with the APC. And he has openly said that he and his own party cannot afford to field a presidential candidate. So does that mean that he's playing the card given to him by your own political party to play in the PDP?
That is what I'm telling you.
Was it deliberately sent to destroy the PDP?
You see, there is always history for us to know. Now, Apc'S has done same for, Jonathan, when he was a president. You must know that. And again, AC that we had.
Apc'S was not a national party. They were mostly dominant in the southeast.
It is
not a party. Apc'S has never won an election in the southwest, nor in the north.
No, I am saying to you, because according to the rule of law, it said...
You can call Apc'S a national party on paper.
I am telling you.
But Apc'S has never won an election in any region except the southeast.
Yes, of course.
And you call that a national party?
How many governors do they have in PDP right now? And we all knew that. The war chest.
Because they kept crossing to your political party.
Is it our fault? It's a choice. It's a choice. Nobody is putting a gun on their head. They are trying to survive. They believe certainty to uncertainty.
Are they being bullied or coerced into joining your party?
It is not being bullied. It's about survival. A lot of them want to survive. You have seen some people that...
Survival against what?
Survival to be relevant. Relevant is the war.
So they are not relevant in the PDP?
When they know there is crisis.
They are not relevant in the Labour Party?
They might not be relevant because Labour Party is not...
A sitting governor
who
won an election on the platform of their political party is not relevant.
I'm telling you that that Labour Party is not crisis-free as well. For you to know. So it is about... We are talking about money is election. You cannot divide away from the money from election. When you want to do any election, you must have watches of money. So they are joining
your party to have the financial watches to contest in the next election.
It is not
so your party is to fund their elections.
It is not about
with
that.
What money?
It's about reality on the ground. It is about reality on the ground because there is going to be a lot of donors.
So where is the money coming from?
There is going to be a lot of donors. Because
from the coffers of the government.
When you are talking about the Labour Party in United Kingdom, when you are talking about the Conservative, you are talking about Democrat in United States, when you are talking about Republican, it's always about money for election. It is not cheap. You must be able to talk. You must be able, when you are even talking about the media, a media like you, if somebody wants to buy some time to hear or do any debate, it is money. It is money you use to fuel. It is money that you are being paid for your salary. Money is election. If you don't have money, that is why it was entrenched in the constitution of Nigeria that all members must be able to be donating to the pulse of the party. And that is what is lacking in Nigeria. Because we must be able, people like you, must be able to be telling the whole world how we should be doing it. It should not be hijacked by some few people. And that is the system in Nigeria. If any governor is being selected by any party, it is going to be hijacked by multimillionaires. And it is wrong.
You can argue this and your political party will continue to argue it. But if this claim is being made by multiple political parties, doesn't that raise a red flag on the Nigerian democracy?
There is no red flag. A lot of us lies all the time. You see, when you even go to the court of law, they prefer you to settle it out of court amicably. It can be done. Everybody has their prices. It is not about money. Agreement is going to be made. Somebody like Bana Gombe, it is not too big to be bought. It's not too big to have an agreement with them. Let them call this man. You see, when an adage always says that Uwalantakun is small as that the spider's thread can be able to fall the mighty. And that is what is happening. Why can't they call this man to the table and ask what he wanted? Even if he wanted to be, I believe, see what Senator, what's it called, this man from Madawa said. He said there are a lot of people in ADC that are sponsoring Bala in ADC because they have belittled this guy.
Senator
Elisha, that he has been belittled. He said he was being belittled by Bashir Lawal. He has been bullied that that guy is a small boy. Instead of him to become Northeast chairman, he wanted to be Northeast chairman. And it doesn't work that way. A lot of them believe that party was hijacked. The only candidate of ADC is in Kogi State. He has been telling them that they are joking. He has been coming on here all the time that he was not carried along, that all these people that came to their party are bullied. And they must be shown way out. He always said, Leke, I've forgotten that's his name. I think his name is Leke something. He has been telling them all the time. So when you are saying that it's the APC that causes this problem, I find it amusing.
Okay, now let's talk about Iyesobuike once again. It's been said to have built houses for judges in Abuja. It's also been said to have built houses for some INEC officials in Abuja. Don't you think that would be another advantage for the ruling party come 2027? It might just be an inducement ahead of services to be rendered later.
In the court of law, that cannot be substantiated because let's be sincere. The INEC has its own headquarters in Abuja, and normally they're supposed to have the quarters that they can be able to be sleeping on all the time. It is normal for them to have that. The same thing applicable to the judiciary as well. But if you think that is inducement, because it is not from his own purse, it is a way of making them to feel comfortable with their job. And when Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu came to power, he said the government must be able to take care of the judges, so they are not going to be able to be prone to be bribed all the time. So if he did this for them, and I think it's a way of making them, is a welfareism mentality that is being extended to a lot of our civil servants, and which is justified.
Okay, away from that, what kind of opposition do you think your political party wants to see in Nigeria, especially going to 2027 general election? A weak or a strong one?
We cannot create opposition ourselves. Opposition must be able to create themselves. Because when you are talking about politics, politics is about policy. Politics is about interest. And when you have a divergent interest in your own party, we've had problems in Benue State when they are doing all these congresses. We have problems in Sokoto State. It's been solved. We have seen one of the senators in Sokoto State that is leaving APC. It is normal. When your interest is not protected, you are going to go. But opposition is not going to be created by APC. They must be able to fund themselves, make themselves to be useful, tell Nigeria what they can do, and when they have problems, they must be able to face it. Because governance is always about problems. And if you don't know how to face this problem, when you are talking about when you cannot even constitute your house and make your house to be order, and you have to be pointing a finger, accusing finger to others all the time, when are you going to be able to show responsibility that you are responsive, you are responsible enough, and you are responsive to any problem, any challenge you are going to be able to face in the near future? So I employ them to be able to form themselves into a very coordinated, well-coordinated opposition and challenge this government.
Lastly, before we go, what assurances can you give Nigerians that the next general election will be free, fair, and of course it will be keenly contested?
And the beautiful thing about Nigeria is that we are always battle ready, and we cannot be pushed over, we cannot be coerced, we cannot be belittled, we cannot be forced or bullied to do anything. And when the time comes, they are going to speak with their vote, and APC is going to be able to show his credit score, how excellent he is, to be able to beg people for election. And they are going to do that, and they have been doing it.
Okay, Honorable Molaji Olaoye, it has been a wonderful session with you right here in the studios of Dominion, Dominion Television Ibadan today. We say thank you for joining us, and we do hope to have you some other time to discuss major issues that affect Nigerian people. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It has been a conversation that strikes at the very heart of Nigeria's democratic identity. Is the ruling party overreaching, or are the opposition parties failing to reinvent themselves in a rapidly changing political environment? That's a question that still needs to be asked. Thanks to Honorable Molaji Olaoye, an APC chieftain and public affairs analyst, who has offered perspectives from within the ruling party. Thank you for joining us once again. Up next is Trend Watch. Samson Balogun is my name.